Morning, everybody. Welcome to my daily broadcast for my LinkedIn Lives, the live stream. This is the Power Connection channel. My name is Bobby Umar. I'm here every Monday to Friday at 8:30 a.m. to share topics on LinkedIn around things like leadership, entrepreneurship, career development, personal branding, thought leadership, networking, public speaking, things like that are part of my interest and my expertise. I also bring in guests, which is a lot of fun, and so I'm here every morning, and so if you want to join in, by all means, please comment below, share your thoughts. Let me know, first off, where you're from. I mean, I've had people coming from Nigeria, Australia, Europe, across the US and Canada, so it's a lot of fun to see where people are coming from. Then after that, you can kind of engage in the topic of the day, or you can kind of talk to people that are in the comments and maybe connect and network with them, and next thing you know, you have like a bunch of new friends. So I think that would be really cool. So thanks so much for joining. Today's Friday, so happy Friday to everybody. For those who are excited about Fridays, in Canada, actually, it's a long weekend, so we're about to start the Victoria Day weekend. So Monday for us is off. But and the topic today is, it's funny. I was like, I hadn't planned a topic for today, and I was like, what do I do? And I was talking to my wife, and then she kind of like stalled too to come up with an idea, and the next thing you know. I said, you know what? Let's talk about that. Well, figuring out what to post on LinkedIn, because every time I talk to people, I'm a big proponent of LinkedIn. I say, hey, you know what? You need to start sharing on LinkedIn. LinkedIn's changed. It's all about. There's a lot of great engagement here. You want to make the most of it. And so, a lot of people are like, well, who am I to say something? What do I talk about? Hey, Bahare. Hey, Rhonda. So all of those people here. Jennifer's here. Marianne's here. Vinay, Sajid Kumar, Tommy, Mark. Wow, Mark's here. Good. There we go. There's Rhonda. Okay, welcome, guys. So I just like yesterday's talk. Good. Hopefully today's talk you like as well. So, what do I post on LinkedIn? So first off, you should be posting on LinkedIn because it is one of the key ways to engage on this platform. Now, LinkedIn has changed because before, and I did a whole broadcast on the new LinkedIn 2.0 and how it's changed. But essentially, LinkedIn used to be a platform for just job searching or researching companies and people. But now there's an opportunity here to create connection, to build thought leadership, to demonstrate and showcase your expertise. Now, the way to demonstrate and showcase your expertise is through content. So, and it doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, because there's a guy, and you see this on other platforms too. There's a guy who's like in his low 20s, like maybe he's 24 years old, but he posts video content about smartphones. And he's done this so often, and they're so insightful that now he's developed a brand and a perception and a thought leadership, expertise brand about knowing about smartphones. And you can do that with content. So here you can start sharing content around your expertise. Maybe you're an HR expert, then talk about HR stuff. Maybe you're a real estate expert, then talk about real estate. These are all things that you need to be able to do. So look at all this nice, a lot of great comments here. Appreciate it. From the UK. Hello, UK. Good to see you guys. You're doing a video inspired by me. Oh, that's nice. That's exciting. Well, let me know what happens with that, Sajid Kumar. That's cool. So, there's a lot of opportunity here to share that stuff. And the other reason you share content is to create connection. Because when you talk about your business, you talk about your professionalism, you talk about your life, you talk about vulnerability, sometimes, I'll share. For me, this is an 80-20 rule. 80% is business, 20% is personal. And if you share content like that, you start to create connections with people, and some amazing people will comment or like your stuff, and next thing you know, you have these conversations on messaging, and pretty soon you have a Zoom call, and next thing you know, they're your friends. And it's actually an amazing thing. Hey Kyle, hey Khadija. So it's actually a really, really important tool. And here's the other thing I'll say about posting content, which is, of the 600 plus million users on LinkedIn, only like half of them, or about 250 million are active. Of those active users, only 1% create content. And of that 1% creating content, only 1% are doing video content like what I'm doing, like live stream and video uploads. Most of them are just they're sharing articles, and they're not really getting the engagement they want. LinkedIn, the new LinkedIn wants you to create original content. So basically sharing something. Now, some people are sharing like pre-used content, like an article or a video or a photo, and that's okay as long as you give us the so what, right? You talk about what you're thinking about that and what it means to you and why it's so important. But there are so many things that you can share on this platform. And let's and I mean, again, I'm a big proponent of video content, which is why I tell people to do video. That's why we have the Master Video community to help people with video storytelling. But let's say you don't want to start with video right away. Even doing text posts. When I first started creating content, and Swish Goswami's like, Bobby, you got to start posting stuff. Like, okay. And so I basically did a daily tip. I called it LinkedIn Daily Tip number 1, and I just said something, and I shared kind of my own stuff. And after about 5 days, people just started engaging like crazy. I was like, wow, this is great. I'm loving this. And it's actually quite amazing. So again, the two big reasons to create content is to share your expertise and build your thought leadership brand on this platform. And number 2 is to create connections, which then create opportunities because people will engage with you. And that's a really important piece. So let's forget about the video for a second, and let's just talk about text content, just text-based content. So you're just gonna type whatever. So what are things you can type? Number 1, type a quote, right? Here's a quote. You must be the change you wish to see in the world, Gandhi. And then talk about the so what. This quote means a lot to me because I've often struggled with change, but to be the better person. But now I realize that the better I am, the more it'll make an impact. And by the way, if you're liking what you're hearing on this post, do all the I love the likes and the celebrates and the loves and the insightful. That's great. You can tap that. You can tag people to be part of the conversation. You share this on your pages and maybe let people know that this is a great program to be part of. I'd love to kind of grow this platform. The truth is actually doing these posts, I'm starting to lose some followers, and the reason is because people are getting notifications without actually any information about what it is, and some followers don't like that, and that's okay. So I want to try to build my followers by creating great content, creating this channel so people know. So the first thing you do with a text post is just share a quote and then tell us what it means to you, right? That's one. A second thing you can do, let's share a tip. Maybe a tip that someone gave you. What's the best wisdom your dad gave you, your mom gave you, a business leader, a mentor, someone you admire, right? So let's say, you love Gary Vaynerchuk, you love Brené Brown. Just share something about what they said. And again, say the so what. What does this mean to you? Why is it so important? Sharing a tip. That's great. Another thing, hey Anthony, hey Chris, if you share a tip. Another thing you can share is a story. There's lots of great stories out there, even like famous ones. You can do the one about the owl and the pussycat, or the tortoise and the hare, and what's the lesson for you, and how does it relate to your professional life? I mean, there's so many great stories out there that you can share with the world, and again, share your so what. That's where it really makes an impact. Other things you can do is you can share your review of something that happened to you. So, for example, thanks, Rhonda. Well, I mean, the notification, I'm glad it's getting to people, but I think it's hitting everybody, which is nice. But some people, I think that the challenge, though, I wish it would say what the topic was, so that the ones who are really interested. So, for example, if my topic is what should I post on LinkedIn, I think it's a great topic. But if nobody sees the topic, and no one's, you may lose people. Right, so most people are coming in. They've checked it out. They're okay with it. They think it's good, so that's fine. But I kind of wish LinkedIn would fix that. So going back to other things to post about. So you talk about something that you went to an event or you saw a speech and you say what you learned. So for those of you who are at our May 14th LinkedIn local event in Toronto, it was all about storytelling. There was great insights, and some of you actually who were there posted on LinkedIn, shared a photo. Shared a photo and then essentially shared what their insights were. That's great. I love that. I went to this event and I heard the speaker speak. Here's 3 things that really meant a lot to me, or I think that I learned. That's another great thing to share. Another one to share, this is the one that a lot of people have trouble with sharing, is just talking about something that you have a question. You're concerned about something. You're not sure how to, I'm struggling to fix this situation at work. I'm looking for advice. I have this boss who said this. I don't know what to do. How does one manage their time? I have multiple projects. I'm struggling with that. Those, asking questions, outsourcing. I mean, for me, my biggest outsourcing place has always been Facebook. Like people when I need a good plumber, or I need good advice around parenting, or I need good advice around places to travel. People on my friends on Facebook are really good about that. On LinkedIn, same thing. Like it's not as popular, but you could ask a question about professional challenges. I think that's great. How can someone help me with my resume? Like just start posting stuff, and people will respond. And then the other one similar to that is vulnerability. So vulnerability is a great way to create connection. And so oftentimes there are ways for you to do that in a way that creates a lot of attention, but also people who want to help you. So one of the things I once talked about, there was a campaign called hashtag Let's Get Honest, and I shared my struggles with food and binge eating, and people like stepped up and shared really amazing information and content to engage. That was fantastic. Other times I might share something where I have a bad day or a difficult situation, and in fact I've already had that. I had the broadcast last week about the troll, who told me to lose weight, right? And I did that, and it turned into this vulnerable post, but it was also something that I think people can learn from, get inspired by. Ultimately, you're whatever you post, you want to do at least one of four things, if not all four, right? You want to inform, you want to educate, you want to entertain, you want to inspire, right? And if your post can do one of those three things, or if you'll do all four, all power to you. It's probably even more viral. Nice to see you. Oh, welcome from Italy. That's great. More people are tuning in. That's fantastic. I love the fact that there's so many people coming in. So I've already given you 6 or 7 things you can post. Another thing you can post, for example, is here's one. Throw on some gratitude, right? You want to throw in a post about how great Brené Brown is? Write about it and tag her. You want to say something nice about me? Hey, Bobby's great. And I know there's some people that they highlight people on LinkedIn that they like, and actually it goes quite well. People, first off, if someone tags me with a gratitude post, of course I'm going to comment, and I'm going to, once I comment, then it gets access to my 30,000 followers, right? So that's why some people do that. And speaking of that, another great one I've seen is some people have listed a list of people on LinkedIn they admire. So my top 5 favorite content people, my top 10 video people, my top 7 brands on LinkedIn, my top 10 people I follow here, and I've been named on a few of those, and it's been great because you first off, it's great to see your name among other people that are awesome. It then creates an opportunity to connect. But then they ask you, who do you think? And they say comment below and tag below. Next thing you know, there's this whole platform of people tagging people, which gives more attention and awareness to that post, which gets it more traction. So that's actually a really strategic, clever way to get people, asking people to tag people or tagging a few people in gratitude. Again, that's great content. And Anthony, thanks. I always have great things to say about you. That's very kind of you, sir. I appreciate that. So again, there's so many things you can talk about. And there's no excuse not to. It doesn't matter who you are. You could be a student in high school, and you can post on here. Look at that. That's cool, Marianne. Your morning post was, "We rise by lifting others." Yeah, part of the whole idea of engaging is to create content like that. Good to see you, Guy. If you have questions on what kind of content to post, how to post it, thoughts about that, maybe I'll even do another section on talking about the algorithm, because it's a very hot topic these days. Looks like some people are going to the Collision Conference. That's great. I'm not sure I'm able to go, but if I can pop by, I will. I often get asked to go to these things, and sometimes they say, "Why don't you come over and just tweet about it? Tweet to your 500,000 followers, and maybe that's a good thing." So I might do that, but I may not. And by the way, again, I'm doing these broadcasts every day, Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. I'm also going to be doing every week on Wednesday what I call Wisdom Wednesdays, where I try to interview somebody. So if you know someone that wants to be interviewed, a thought leader in their field, an expert in their space, that would be a great, got some influence, that maybe would like to be part of this thing, tag them below and then message me, because I'd love to interview them. I've already booked people. So next week I'm having Fatima Zaidi from 88 Agency, and the week after that I believe it's Marianne, and then after that I have a space, and then after that I have another person named Allison Schaefer. So I'm booking stuff all the time, and I just talked to another person today who might want to do one but can't do Wednesdays, so I might have to do another one on Tuesday. So there you go. Here's a question: should people refrain from politics or religion, at least on LinkedIn? That's a great question, and some people won't like my answer. I'm going to say no. If you really, 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 really want to talk about politics because it's important to you, if you really want to talk about religion because it's important to you, here's the thing. Or you want to be someone who just rants all the time. There are people that just rant about stuff, complain of this, complain. The truth is, you will attract the tribe that matches your vibe. And so if you want to talk about politics, the people there the ones who care about that will be there. and they will start talking about stuff. And that's fine. Just take responsibility for the fact that, that you are going to attract that tribe, and you're going to probably attract people that are going to say things that disagree with. You're going to attract people that maybe you're going to say don't post this stuff. But that's okay. You're totally welcome to post. I mean, it's your profile. Post what you want. Just take responsibility for it, right? First off, if you work in politics, like let's say you work for a political organization, then yeah, you probably should be talking about politics. If you work in religion, let's say you're a priest, then yeah, I think you should talk about things about like the things you believe in, things that are important to you. I mean, at the end of the day, I think it's fine for in context with that stuff. But just like in networking, just like on networking live and online, you have to be careful when you take on those sensitive topics. So that's an important piece to keep in mind. And the ranter, the ranter who is really negative and whatever, they will attract more negative people. Say, yeah, man, this is why this sucks and whatever, and then they can have their little hive and have fun ranting, and that's fine. I don't want to be part of that, but unless to talk about, I don't know, something that I rant about, like cold weather, or making people make me feel guilty about tipping or not tipping well enough, something like that. I mean, it'd be a funny conversation. Guy, that's good. Guy or Guy? I'm going to assume it's Guy. Guy, thanks so much for sharing that and tagging people. Again, maybe there's someone there in that community. It looks like you have a bunch of engineers in your community, PNGs. I'm also PNG as well, so there you go. Yeah, you can share that with people and get people part of it. Yeah, so I mean, again, I'm your content. You can post whatever you want. You want to talk with your family? Go for it. Other people who love families will start talking to you. Well, ranting and rambling. Well, again, like I said, if you rant or you ramble, you will attract the people that are okay with it. Well, Sanjay Kumar, you say you're fine having it on Facebook and Twitter. Why is it okay there? I mean, there's another idea. I'm going to disagree with you here. There's another idea that some people say, save your trolling for Twitter. What do you mean? What's that supposed to mean? I mean, the truth is there's trolls everywhere, on websites, on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, you name it, right? Now, the fact that there's more trolling on Twitter doesn't mean that they own it and people should only do it there. They're going to be there everywhere. The fact is trolls exist. So we might as well just deal with it. I think that, again, if they want to post that stuff, let them. Just don't engage. Just don't be part of that tribe, right? Let them do what they want. I mean, again, they have to take responsibility for it. I mean, here's an example, like real estate. Real estate and blockchain are things that I don't really care about. Like, I'm not really interested. But there's tons of people posting about it. Go for it. Post about that stuff. And again, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in talking politics on LinkedIn either, so I'm not going to engage. I talk politics elsewhere. That's my choice. Every single one of us has our own social media protocols and choices of how we want to do stuff. So for me, you can choose how you want to do that. Just take responsibility for it, right? So that's kind of my take. Now, we talked about text-based posts. Now, the other thing to keep in mind too is how you engage people. So if you want to get more attention and attraction to your posts, you want to do it in a very, very compelling way, right? Vinay, that's a great question. Can I share my guest list in advance? Well, once I have a really long guest list, then yes, maybe I will do that. But right now I only have 3. So for now, I already told you I have a bunch coming up. So yeah, but I appreciate that, and I will talk with them probably in the other daily post pre the Wednesday one. So how do you make a post that's really compelling? Well, you start with a really compelling opening statement that catches people's attention. You could ask a question to start off. Has someone here struggled with a toxic boss? Boom. Like I would always start with the topic of the day. So like when I used to do like upload a video post, my first opening thing was the topic. And my best viral video had like 100,000 views. And it was about how to deal with inappropriate and unprofessional troll comments is what it was. And it just got a ton of traction, and people went really, really crazy about that one. Marianne says, such great advice. A connection called to say they didn't like one of my posts and thought it indicated that I was complaining about a previous employer. Sure, but that's good. Intention is more important than anything else. I totally agree. What's your intention? Is your intention to serve, to provide value? Or is it just to rant and rave? Again, the ones who tend to rant and rave, they will create their tribe and take responsibility. They'll lose people, and that's fine. I have ranted. I don't rant that much. I mean, for the most part, I rant Like on Facebook, maybe, there, but on LinkedIn, do I rant? Sometimes I certainly rant about the trolls. I rant about the misogynists on LinkedIn for sure. So I've done that, but they're rarer than most. But I usually come up with what are the solutions? How do we deal with this? Like, come up with a call to action as opposed to just rant, 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 end. I believe that people want inspiration. I believe people want to be educated, informed. So for me, trying to create that, turnaround, even if it's something negative, I always try to create that. And so we talked about, you could also share images, and some people are uploading videos. Those don't do really well, but I'm finding that some people don't like the fact that people are sharing the exact same video over and over again. So there's a little bit of traction lost there. So you got to keep that in mind about what you're posting. You can post a photo. I think I'll probably post a photo for my LinkedIn local event and talk about that maybe later on as a post. Or some of the highlights, what I learned, what was great, offering gratitude. These are great things to create content. And then finally, we get to video. Now, if you're going to post on video, generally there's things to post. Short. I would say the typical way to post is usually 30 seconds to a minute and a half is the general thing to post. But some people go a little bit longer. If you want to go into a deeper dive into a topic, then yeah, you can go longer, and that's fine. As long as you keep it interesting, people will listen. But there's been some statistics showing that some of the ideal lengths of videos are 1 to 1.5 minutes, just quick. But there's also ones where you do like 6, 8, 9 minutes where you interview somebody or you have a really deep discussion. Those can be very valid too. Depends on what you want to do. Questions again, more questions. You have questions? Comment below. Tag people. Share this. Let's keep going. But anyway, what motivates you to post on LinkedIn? Well, I mean, the first thing that motivated me was the fact that when I started posting in the first place, the text-based posts, I was getting so much traction. And then when LinkedIn offered video, I was like, well, video is way easy for me. Like, I could do that, no problem. So let me just do video. And so it was very easy for me to take my phone, do a quick video, and then start posting. And I got great engagement for that too. So that certainly motivated me. The fact there was engagement, people liked the stuff. There was a good community. I was gaining followers and gaining connections. That was really good. At the same time, I also know it aligns very well with my brand in terms of helping other people, and at the same time, it helps me create content because now I have this content that I can repurpose elsewhere if I need to, because every video I've done now in the last 3-4 years they're on my YouTube channel. I haven't even counted, but there must be at least like 700 to 800 videos there. I've done over 300 videos or 400 videos on LinkedIn, so they add up, and I think that works really, really well. So so for me, video I think is the way to go when it comes to content. And here's why. They say a picture's worth 1,000 words. A 1-minute video, according to Forrester's research, is worth 1.8 million words. You say far more with video. So what am I doing with this 25-minute video? Hopefully a lot more than people realize. But yeah, video is very effective. It's 12 times more effective to create that connection, to get traction. People like that. Where do I see? Here's another question. Where do you see my live content going? Well, I think for the most part, I've already kind of set the tone for where I want to go, which is I want to share an idea or a thought about something that that's part of my purview for 10-15 minutes. I then take questions, Q&A, engage people to try to create familiarity and encourage them to create the conversation. That's another 5-10 minutes, and then on certain days of the week, I'll interview people. I did actually do a live stream of an event. So if I go to an event, I'll probably try to do more live streaming of events. But I want to basically take the live content to the next level. And thank you, Lynn and Stephanie, everyone who's tagging people. That's great. Let's get them part of the conversation. And again, I'm here every Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to share content. I do some surprise ones in afternoons and on weekends, but not very often. But I will do them once in a while. But for me, consistency is really important. So consistency is one part of my plan. Having topics that relate to the stuff that I talk about, that I'm passionate about, and share my expertise. Because ultimately, like if you look at my posts, there's links below. I want people to hire me as a speaker for personal branding, for look at my Patreon page for career development, to look at my speaker mastermind group and the community to see if they're interested in doing that kind of stuff. So that's part of it as well. If I deliver value, people may want to work with me, which is, kind of the idea. I want to be hired as a speaker. And one of my big goals is to do more speaking in the U.S. because I've spoken all around the world, but not much in the U.S. So, if you know someone there, I want to do that as well. So for me, that's why, I'm motivated to post. And LinkedIn Live now is even easier than the videos for me because with the videos, I still have to write out the content in terms of what I'm going to in the actual post. I usually have to throw in subtitles, and it's a lot of work, so it takes me about 30 minutes. Now, with the 30 minutes I spent, instead of putting a 1 minute video together and uploading and getting it ready in 30 minutes, here I am spending 25 minutes on video talking to people directly. That's crazy, right? Let's see here. What else? More questions. If you have more questions on what should I post on LinkedIn, I'm happy to share with you. Are you using a smartphone? By Rick. Are you using a smartphone to record and then a PC to be able to see the comments? Yes, Rick. That is wow. You nailed it. So the laptop is here. I'll even show it to you. How about this? Whoa. So the laptop is right there, right? So there's me. Look at that. There's a bit of a lag, but that's exactly what I'm doing. Whoa. Okay. So fix that. So yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. And some people use two like an iPad and a phone, and that's fine. Some people do directly on their laptop, but some apps don't allow for that. So we all do different things for this. But I mean, and that's my main complaint is the fact that I have to actually use two machines. I'd rather see people's comments, go up on the feed, up like it does on LinkedIn on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook Live. You can see people's comments as you speak. But here you don't see that, so I think that's a challenge. Another question. Kyle says, do you think there's such thing as live too often? I'm currently going live once per week, but looking to pick up the pace. I don't know, Kyle. The most important thing, actually, there's two most important things. Number one is value. Are you providing value in your posts? So, yeah, sure. I mean, is there any too much? Yeah, going live every 5 minutes, sure, that's too much. But someone might want to do it once a day. Someone might want to do it twice per day. I mean, it depends on who they are. That is quite frequent. I can't imagine more than twice per day. But someone might want to do morning, lunch, evening, and that's fine. That's their purview, right? Again, they will attract the people that they want. But again, I can tell you, Kyle, I'm losing followers because some people don't like the notifications, because the notifications pop up and it doesn't give any context, and some people don't like that kind of stuff. So what are you going to do? Right? In particular, it pops up on your mobile phone, and it's kind of hard to get rid of, and I've seen that happen. So I think there's a glitch there. I think LinkedIn needs to fix that so that it shows Bobby's live talking about, and then it has the first line of your topic so people know exactly what you're talking about. Then they can decide, oh, that's interesting, let me go check it out, as opposed to just this annoying pop-up. So, number one thing is value. Are you creating value with your content? And number two, consistency. So if you want to do once a month, once every 2 weeks, once a week, twice a week, 5 times a week, that's the way to go, right? But be consistent, Kyle. That's really the main thing. Okay, so all right. So if anyone has any more questions, I mean, now it's funny because as I talk, more people are showing up. People get annoyed by everything. Like there's, some people get annoyed by a message. I send a message to someone saying, hey, how's it going? What are some of the things you're working on in 2019? And they're like, why are you messaging me? I'm like, well, what do you think LinkedIn is for? I mean, for that person, probably LinkedIn is just a platform to meet people, to do research and explore, companies. That they don't see it as a platform to connect to people, engage in a friendly manner. Like for me, that's what happens. Marianne, love Bobby every day. Aw, that's nice. How sweet are you? I don't manage to connect every day, but this has become a great start to my work from home day. If the topic isn't interesting, I don't listen. What topic isn't interesting, Marianne? Come on. No, I'm kidding. Or I just listen but don't engage. I love Bob What's Today. Thank you. That's what that kind of stuff. I'm like, okay, come to my show because you're awesome. Okay, that's great. Thanks, Stephanie. I didn't realize you were watching every day, and now I know because you admitted it online. So thank you so much for that. Appreciate it. All right, so I think we're good with the questions. I'm going to head out. I'll share one quick bit of something I'm excited about today, because today I bought if you look behind me, whoa, how do I do this? I bought a bunch of furniture that needs to be put together. So I'm super excited about getting that together, and that's going to happen very shortly. So that's going to be the rest of my day. If you if you have any other questions or another question. Sorry, one more question. Hold on here. How about having someone talk about certifications? Certification experience professional do, like PMP, CFA, FRM, my PNG. Yeah, I think that's totally fine. I mean, topical certifications, that's great. I don't want to talk about that, but I mean, I'd probably bring someone in that would want to talk about that, and maybe I need to find someone who's like a PNG, PMP, MBA, LLB, PhD, a CRT, ATV, ABC 1, 2, 3, and bring them on the show. So if you know anyone, tag them below. And thank you. Oh wow, that's great. Thanks to Hello Tucson. That's great. All right. Thanks to thanks. I'll have fun with Alan Key. Wishing you guys all the best. Have a wonderful and safe weekend. And if you're in Canada, have a wonderful long weekend. Even though, again, I will be here on Monday because, again, I promised Monday to Friday. So I will be Monday to Friday and I will do my daily broadcast. All right. Wish you all the best. Have a great day.